Are we to believe that really good choices for our health are having our foods sprayed with glyphosate, with Roundup, eating a lot of sugar, using artificial sweeteners, avoiding dietary fat? Are we to believe that? Well, that's what, major forces are at work to try to convince us are the right choices to make, and it's not true. A lot of it isn't the fault of the individual. It's the messaging that they are getting that is working its way into their decision-making process, that diet drinks are better than sugar-sweetened drinks. You shouldn't drink any of them if you want to remain thin and resist having diabetes. Artificial sweeteners increase your risk of obesity and diabetes. Not because Dr. Perlmutter is saying it on your show today. That's what the best scientific literature is telling us. A study of over 70,000 women in France demonstrates that. And that sugar is okay in moderation. Well, you know what? That's not in your interest. It's in the interest of people who are trying to sell sugar and genetically modified food. No, it's not good for you. So it's a convenient soundbite that people latch onto that has absolutely no meaning. Again, everything in moderation is okay if you want to still have, dramatic risk for these diseases. I mean, face it, your risk of Alzheimer's is 50-50 if you live to be age 85. That's a flip of a coin. And we can do better. We can absolutely do better. Dr. Bredesen is fond of saying we all know a cancer survivor, but we don't know an Alzheimer's survivor. And I think the best way to be an Alzheimer's survivor is to not even play the game. Not even be diagnosed with the disease. In other words, let's focus on prevention as it relates to Alzheimer's. We fully understand what are the risk factors. I think that this is information that is not convenient. It's an inconvenient truth because people don't want to make these dietary changes because people just love, in an addictive way, their sugar and their high carbohydrate breakfast. So it takes some cognitive engagement to make these changes if you want to increase your odds that you will remain cognitively intact in your 70s, in your 80s, in your 90s.
Drink chlorophyll every single day. So that's my number one tip for everyone always. And that's something that I've continued to do now every single day for the last decade after I healed. I thought, why not consume chlorophyll every day? It just makes me feel so alive, so energized. It helps purify the blood, helps put oxygen into the blood. And chlorophyll could be the form of eating a big green salad, leafy greens, or a smoothie, or a juice, or even chlorophyll droppers, or greens powder, which I use also it's a dried broccoli sprouts, collard greens, kale, spirulina, and I just mix that into water.
Is just hang each day. As another just takeaway, easy go-to thing. There's a whole book called Shoulder Pain by a guy called Dr. John Kirsch, who's an orthopedic surgeon, and showed that just through a simple hanging protocol, just simply reaching up, get like a pull-up bar in your doorway, and as you're walking through that doorway, give yourself a little 5 to 10, 15 second hang, and you're gonna decompress your shoulder girdle. It literally changes the shape of your shoulder girdle. We typically have more of this medial rotation, which is impingement. All right, so you just go up into that position, decompress that shoulder girdle, start to open up the lungs, re-engage that diaphragm, open up your heart, your whole cardiovascular system, and bring you back in a more confident position. If you're in this position all the time, it starts to hijack the way that you think, the way that you feel, and the feedback that you send out to the rest of the world. So a simple act of just hanging each day can have dramatic impact on your whole life.